In this video, I'm uncovering the honey scam, and trust me, it's worse than you think. Stick around, because by the end you'll know what to avoid, what to look for, and I'll reveal the perfect honey, the one I've personally been using for years. Disclaimer, I am not a healthcare professional, this is for educational purposes only. The honey scam, why almost all store-bought honey fails. Imagine your honey being labelled as pure and then discovering it's really just sugar syrup. Most people assume store-bought honey is healthy and packed with benefits. Well, it should be, but here's the brutal truth. 99% of supermarket jars are simply a scam. Out of every honey I've tested, over a dozen brands, I've only found one that's genuinely perfect. And it isn't hiding on your average shop shelf. Let me show you why. If the honey is not organic, you can be getting honey with pesticides and herbicides. Bees forage up to 5 miles from their hive, and in non-organic settings, they land on crops sprayed with glyphosate, neonicotinoids, and fungicides. These toxins can then make it directly into your honey. Besides how they're obviously bad for your health, they also weaken bee immunity, contributing to colony collapse disorder. Number 2. Antibiotics. Conventional beekeepers often give bees tetracycline or other antibiotics. Traces of these drugs can linger in honey and over time may promote antibiotic resistance in humans. Number 3. Heavy metals. Imported honeys from countries with lax environmental laws have tested positive for lead, cadmium, and even arsenic. Number 4. Synthetic feeds. Bees are often fed high fructose corn syrup or artificial pollen substitutes, weakening the hive and producing nutritionally inferior honey that lacks key enzymes and antioxidants. Number 5. GMO exposure. Bees may forage from genetically modified soy, canola, or corn, introducing GMO pollen into your honey. Number 6. Sugar syrup and economic adulteration. Many producers blend honey with corn or rice syrup, so you end up paying honey prices for sugar water. And even worse, the label might not even say this, because ultra-filtration removes the very pollen that could prove where it came from, hiding the country of origin and adulteration. Number 7. Regulatory blind spots. The FDA only tests about 5% of honey imports. In one case, a batch rejected in Europe for high HMF toxicity was allowed through US customs and sold without issue. Okay, so then people think, fine, I'll just buy organic honey. Problem solved. Unfortunately, even organic honey can be compromised. Just because a honey is labelled organic doesn't mean it's untouched. Number 1. High heat pasteurisation. Brands heat honey above 60 degrees C to make it look crystal clear and delay crystallization. This kills enzymes, antioxidants, and pollen, so just removing all the healing properties. Number 2. Ultra-filtration. This strips honey of all pollen and micronutrients, turning it into a sweet, nutrient-empty syrup with no identifiable botanical origin. Ironically, ultra-filtered honey is more likely to be adulterated because there's no fingerprint left to prove what it even is. Number 3. Loss of antioxidants and enzymes. True raw honey contains flavonoids, polyphenols, and enzymes like diastase, glucose oxidase, and invertase. All of them die off when exposed to heat or filtration. Number 4. Harmful compounds like HMF. Heating creates hydroxymethylfurfuryl, HMF. But less funny, it's a compound that's linked to liver and DNA damage in lab studies. Processed honeys can exceed safe HMF levels in just 12 months. Number 5. Empty calories and health risks. Once all the nutrients are gone, you're left with nothing but simple sugars that spike blood sugar, promote insulin resistance, contribute to weight gain, tooth decay, inflammation, even diabetes, and certain cancers. Exactly what true honey helps protect against. And most people have no idea, because the jar still says organic, pure, natural, or even raw. But none of that means anything if the nutrients are gone. So the question is, if that's what's on supermarket shelves, what does real honey look like? You're about to find out, because there's a place on earth where honey is still sacred. It's wild, unheated, unfiltered, and part of a lifestyle that consistently produces centurions. Here, locals swear by raw honey as part of a lifestyle that keeps them healthy well into their hundreds. Honey, Ikaria, and longevity. Ikaria, a small Greek island in the Aegean Sea, is one of the 5 blue zones, those rare places where people routinely live over 100, and their average life expectancy is top 5 in the world. And one of their daily habits, they eat raw honey. But that is just one part of a bigger lifestyle. Icarians also climb steep hills on foot each day, so they stay active. Drink wild herbal teas like rosemary, chamomile and sage, so they're healthy. And they stay deeply connected to their communities. It's a lifestyle of natural simplicity, and honey is woven right into it. So what makes Icarian honey so special? It's truly raw, unfiltered, and never heated or processed. Bees forage on over 30 different wildflowers, from thyme to heather, giving the honey an incredible spectrum of polyphenols and antioxidants. So it's naturally organic, as the flowers are wild and not sprayed, etc. And no pollen is removed, so you get all the natural enzymes and plant compounds intact. Research shows Icarians have significantly lower rates of heart disease, dementia, and most chronic illnesses compared to the rest of Europe. So while honey alone isn't the only reason, they move more, stress less, and eat clean. It's a daily ritual that helps keep them healthy into their hundreds. Imagine tapping into just a fraction of that longevity formula in your own life. If you want to dive deeper, I've made a full, in-depth video exploring honey, Ikaria, and the secrets of longevity. I will put the playlist on screen at the end with all my honey related videos, so you can explore everything in one place. So, we've seen what fake honey takes away. Now let's look at what real honey gives back. Because when honey is truly raw, like it is in Ikaria, it transforms from just a sweetener into a healing superfood backed by science. Let's break down the most powerful benefits you've probably never heard about. The benefits of raw honey. Let's break down what real honey actually does for your body when it's raw, wild, and unprocessed, like the kind used in Ikaria. Anti-tumour potential. Emerging studies on honeys like Manuka and Chualang show that they can inhibit the growth of certain cancer cells, possibly by suppressing blood vessel formation around the tumours and reducing inflammatory signals. Powerful antibacterial action. Thanks to enzymes like glucose oxidase, honey produces its own low-level hydrogen peroxide, and in some varieties, extra compounds like methyl glyoxal in Manuka that even beat antibiotic-resistant bacteria like MRSA. Cough and throat soother, which many people already know. But clinical trials actually confirm that a single teaspoon before bed can actually outperform over-the-counter cough syrups like dextromethorphan in reducing nighttime coughing, especially in children. It coats the throat and eases irritation. Brain and cognitive support. Packed with polyphenols, quercetin, chrysin, chemophorol, and phenolic acids like caffeic acid. Honey's antioxidants help protect neurons from oxidative damage, which is another word for aging really. Early human studies hint at improvements in memory, mood, and mental clarity, especially in older adults. Wound healing and skin repair. On burns, ulcers, and even diabetic foot wounds. Medical grade honey, like Medihoney, speeds up tissue regeneration, reduces inflammation, and creates a natural microbial barrier with minimal scarring. There are 13 plus scientifically documented benefits backed by studies, from supporting healthy cholesterol and liver detox to gently regulating blood sugar when used instead of refined sugar. If you want the full deep dive, check out my first video on honey. I'll put the playlist with all the videos I've made on honey on screen at the end. So by now you've seen the full picture. Almost every honey sold today is stripped of the very things that make honey healing, leaving you with sugar water at best and hidden toxins at worst. But thanks to the Icarians, we know exactly what kind of honey to look for. Their longevity is real-world proof of what raw, wild, unprocessed honey can do when part of a lifestyle that's naturally healthy. And the incredible benefits of real honey, they only show up when the honey is truly untouched. So, how do you actually find honey like this? The answer is next. Now it's time to deliver on the promise I made at the start of the video. If you want the best honey out there, I've found the perfect one. The perfect honey. And when I say perfect, I mean it. This honey is raw, never heated or pasteurised, preserving enzymes and antioxidants, organic, sourced from wild, unspoiled flora, unfiltered and unprocessed, keeping all the pollen, nutrients and natural integrity, unadulterated, no added syrups, sweeteners or extenders, unblended, not mixed with other batches or foreign honeys, uncontaminated, free from chemicals, antibiotics and residues, ethically and sustainably harvested, no clipped wings, no forced feeding, just nature as it's meant to be. This is the honey I've used for years. I've even got my dad on it. It literally tastes like sweets. I go through a jar about every 2 weeks. I actually just ran out yesterday and I've saved this one to keep it new and not used for the videos. And yeah, it's that good. I just have it all the time. I've put the link right at the top of the description so you can check it out for yourselves. If you want to buy the honey, then the link is top of the description. If you learnt something new, please like and subscribe to keep learning. If you know anyone that's interested in this kind of content, please share this to them as it really helps me out. I'm working on a full video all about the perfect honey I use. So if that interests you, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. If that video is already out, or you want to watch my other videos on honey, then the playlist will be on screen now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. And remember, stay positive, even when it seems everything is against you.